Hi guys, welcome! In my previous video, I mentioned that I'll share to you my DPS LMX GvG build. As a sneak peek, I also shared the POV where I got 255 kills and top damage in one of our War of Imperium. This time, let me show you the gears that I used in that video, as well as some tips on how to play LMX in GvG. Alright, without further ado, let's begin. As you can see, it's not too far from my PBE build, so in the interest of time, I'll just discuss what's new. First is the offhand. This time, I'm using Dream Protector since I prefer more M-Pen in PvP. Next, the shoes and shoe card. Aside from Moonlight Flower Star card, I have my M-Pen shoes ready and inlaid with Alien Tesseract card. I switched from ML shoes to Alien Tesseract shoes during Clash. Alien Tesseract provides additional 20% force status resist, meaning black holes and other force status will not be too effective. For weapon card, I retain my Gamora card and changed the Abyssal Light Star card to Insight card. Why Insight card? Because it gives more raw damage. Next, I use plus 15 Moonlight Bunny for headgear, since there are still a lot of players who break gears. Aside from that, most Jormungandrs already have access to Nuka card. Moonlight Bunny protects my gears from break and headgear strip. As for the card, I'm using High Wizard Katarina MVP card for additional damage and ignore MDef. For face gear, I use Delegate Snowflake with Insight 4. For mouth, I use Kitten Bubble for additional damage to Demi-Human. For back, I use Encomia's Movement with Insight 3 for additional crit chance, making my total crit chance to 60%. And lastly for tail, I use the GvG Rental Gear Star Navigation Cord for the plus 50% Immobilize, Petrify, Freeze, and Stun Resist, since DPS LMX will be diving a lot. As for my shadow equipment, nothing changed from my PBE setup. For GvG, I'm one of the holder of our god weapon, God's Gaze. Since LMX is not considered a mage class, I only benefit from the stat boost, magic attack plus 30%, and plus 30% damage to all races. Oracle extracts are the same. And lastly for relic, there is no other relic suitable for LMX DPS aside from the anti-reflect, since you will encounter a lot of players and you don't know which one of them has reflect. So it's better to be ready than to be sorry. Another important thing that I want to share is my Galaxy Rune level. So for my Galaxy Rune, I have 46.4% chance to retain my buff. Meaning, even though I get Black Hold, I have 46.4% chance to retain my shield and my Fate Prey. So this rune is really important and a priority. As for my skill rune, if you miss it, you can check it in my previous video. Alright, it's time to share one of my GvG POV, and along the way, I'll give some tips. Here I just got expelled, that's why I'm in safe zone. The first thing that I do before accepting the summon syrup is to buff myself. So once I accept it, I can directly cast my offensive skill. Note that I went directly to the enemy stack. One thing you need to have when playing LMX in GvG is to have a good party that can support you. When your anti-fatal tick, go near to your guild stack. So when you die, they can resurrect you easily. Once resurrected, try to go to a safe place to recast your buffs. Then go directly to the enemy stack. When there's a summon syrup, only accept when you feel that you're going to die. Here, you were able to wipe most of the enemies in the platform. When I got resurrected, I know that I'm not in a good condition, so I just left my cooking friend behind to do the killing. Then once settled, I went back to dive. Again, go to a safe place, rebuff, then dive in again. You also need to coordinate with your saint when you dive in, so he can cast fake prey on you. If you notice, we faced a lot of kills already within the last 2 minutes. So by this time, our anti-fatal were running off. So again, once you rebuff, just dive in. This time, the immunity when resurrected is gone. There was also a command to regroup outside. So I decided to go to the enemy stack, get some kills, die, and leave the map. Here's another clip that I want to share. To get most of the kills, you need to be the first one to dive in. Also, don't forget your cat cafe when diving in. Since we have a lot of earth field, they can't do anything to us. Another way to ensure your survivability when diving in is to cast Sea Brim Continental Seal. Since I'm ahead of my guildmates, I got most of the kills. Aside from the kills, LMX is good for creating spaces. Even though I died, my guildmates already positioned themselves. Even if you're broccoli, you can still deal damage. Just don't get too far from your guildmates. Here, I tried to go first, but the enemies already positioned themselves. Good thing I was not expelled, so I used the resurrection immunity to go to their stack and do some killing. Alright, that's it for now. Hope you learned something new today. Until next time, thank you for watching and see you in my next video.